So for my discussion strategy, I chose to do philosophical chairs, which is kind of a variation of like this or that. So for philosophical chairs, the students will have like a series of topics that they can research just like pretty briefly to get a good general idea of where they stand on the topic. And then there will be two sides of the room. So like if I had all my kids standing up, there would be chairs lined on each side of the room, and one side would be agree and one side would be disagree. And so I would share the statement or read the portion of the text, and they would choose which side that they would go on. And then each student would take turns explaining and arguing their case as to why they chose this or why they chose that. I actually did this activity at my last college in my educational psychology class. And it was incredible, like just hearing like all of our different perspectives and different points of views on different topics, like really kind of made you think a little bit like deeper as to like your own beliefs on the topic. And I just found it to be super valuable. So that's definitely something I would do in my classroom, especially if we were in a unit over like argumentative essays or anything along like the persuasive sort, because it's really a time where you can tone in on those skills that have you just like prove your point and express your opinion. And I think it's also really beneficial because it gives students the perfect opportunity to share their thoughts, share their opinions, like find their voice and explain like why they're passionate about being on this side of a topic versus this one. And then following like them explaining which side that they were on, I would give them the option to switch sides. Like if they felt that someone in their class made a compelling argument as to why they should go to the other side, they can totally make the switch. But I would have them explain why they're making that switch. Because I think that's important to kind of like figure out where you are and then be able to assess your own beliefs as to, do I still agree with this? Or do I kind of have a different opinion now after hearing someone else's side of the story? And then being able to back up that choice. In our chapter 3 of our workbook over our textbook, it is all about debates. And in this sense, like this is more of a less formal debate. But I still think it's a very beneficial way. And I am a huge fan of debate. So if my discussions in my classroom can be like targeted towards like debates on how you feel or like your own thoughts about a topic, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to provide my kids with, because I think being able to decide like I'm really passionate about this and figuring out how to find your voice and effectively like voice that opinion to get it across to somebody else is an extremely important skill that you need to have throughout your life. And so I absolutely love this idea. Let me show you where I got it from. I got it from the big list of class discussion strategies. It is from the cultofpedagogy.com. And there was, I would say, at least like 50 different discussion strategies, but this one definitely like stood out to me the most. And for this one, there are so many variations that you could do. Like if you have younger kids who haven't really got deep into that, like, okay, research this and formulate your opinion. You could honestly do it with just like, this is your topic, and have your kids explain like what made you think that you were on this side, like without having any like research, or did you have prior knowledge of that topic that made you kind of go to that side versus the other side, and just let them use their like critical thinking skills to figure out, well, why did I choose this side? Is there something that I know about this topic that kind of made me make this decision? So it's a really versatile activity, and I think it's one that you can use throughout any ages at any level. I think it's also great for virtual students, because if you're on a platform such as Collaborate or Zoom, you can do like they have the little option to where you can react to it. So if you disagree with it, you can react to thumbs down, or if you agree with it, you can react to thumbs up. And then that will allow the teacher to know like which side of the room you're on. Or you could just respond in the chat box if you wanted to, I agree or I disagree. And then you can select that person to unmute themselves and talk about it. And so you're still getting that debate, even if it's like a virtual class. You just wouldn't be like have the in-person like moving around the room type of situation. But it would be just as effective with online students as it would be in the classroom. And so I think that's just a really good like benefit to using this strategy.